Welcome to It's Beyond the Food podcast. My name is Stephanie Dodier. I'm your host, and today is a fun episode. I'm pulling back the curtain on actually what happens inside of the non-diet coaching certification. So if you're a health professional, a coach, fitness coach, health coach, even life coach, therapist, social worker, these are all the people that have been a student of mine inside the non-diet coaching certification. And if you're one of these people and you've been circling around my signature program and wondering, is that the missing link in your practice? This is the episode for you. Now, I want to be transparent about something. This episode is not about convincing you. In my business, we practice ethical marketing. My goal with this episode is to give you all the information that you need, give you the full picture so you can make a quality decision for you. That's one of the tenets of ethical marketing is quality decision. Now, this process of me helping you make a quality decision actually began with the last podcast. If you scroll back the feed one episode, you will see I had a coffee chat with the current student inside the non-diet coaching certification where I asked questions and I let them speak their mind, tell their story, share their experience inside the certification. So if you're on a process of making a decision, you may want to scroll back up and listen to this episode. This one here, I'm going to go through the curriculum. I'm going to go through the roadmap, how we give you the tool for you to become a confident and qualified coach. I'm going to talk about schedule, timeline, and so forth. So it's more the gritty details in this one. This is the last time that we are taking enrollment for the certification in 2025. The next enrollment will probably be in the late spring 2026. And I'm going to give you another piece of information. This is a limited seat, so limited amount of student per cohort, because this is a small group coaching program. This is not a program or certification where you're going to be in a pool of hundreds of people and you're not going to get my individual attention. That's not what we do here. This is small group coaching. So it's usually below 12 to 15 students per cohort. And you get to interact with me every single week for almost 6 months. You get coached by me. You get assignment review by me. You get to discuss with me various concepts and teaching within the certification. Like, I am your coach. So with that in mind, we limit the seats on each of the cohorts. So this is why quality decision-making process and giving you the information is, in my value system, very important. So let's get into it. I want to give you why this certification exists. Like, why did I create that? The reason why this program is so important to me. I have a lived experience. So if you're new around here, Stephanie, me, I'm a woman who dieted for 25 years. My first diet was at the age of 12, and my last diet was at the age of 39. Through that, I've lost hundreds and gained hundreds of pounds. I've done all the diets that I think exist in this world. I have been on it for 25 years. My life, beyond working and earning money to sustain myself, was around controlling my body. So the non-diet coaching certification for me is 50% lived experience, my story and the story of the thousands of women I have worked in my private practice with, and also a gap, the missing link in our industry. So it fills both of these experiences for me. I want people that are where I was during those 25 years to be able to find the coach that changed my life. When I left diet culture, which is at the age of 41, 42, in between those two ages, I had gone back to school, graduated with a degree in nutrition, opened a private practice in Toronto, Canada, and I started to see patients. You know how the universe works. I'm a universe believer. It brought me within the first 6 months dozens and dozens of women who had the same story as me. And I realized very quickly that I wasn't alone, because this whole 25 years I was dieting, I thought I'm the only one with this problem. And then becoming a professional and helping others, I realized most women struggle with the exact same thing I'm struggling. I'm not alone. The problem is not us, but diet culture. Now, at that time, that's almost 10 years ago, I didn't have the name diet culture. I don't think it even existed at the time. But I realized that the problem wasn't us, but the process. The health coaching, nutrition coaching process was the problem. And then I went on a journey to learn how to help people with a new process without co-opting diet culture. And it changed my life and changed all my patients and what would become my clients' life. And that's when I started to get those life-changing testimonials from the people I was working with, that I went beyond the food for them, with them, and that changed their life. Not just the way they eat or their health, but changed their entire life. I worked with thousands of women, my years in private practice, and then professionals were coming to me for me to help them. They started to ask me to train them in that process of going beyond the food. Fast forward is the non-diet coaching certification. So for me, it's a mission to change the health coaching model, to revolutionize our industry, to be able to serve people without co-opting diet culture and now wellness culture. Because the reality is there's a constant pressure, specifically for women, to be thinner and healthier. And we co-opt nutrition, health as a means of manipulating the body, not for the well-being of the person in front of us. And that's why I say the traditional health coaching model is broken. It is by nature fat phobic because it was created by people who had a stake in selling weight loss. And so most of us in my industry, nutrition, dietitian, have been trained in a weight-centric model. They have been trained to, and it's probably all of you too listening to this, to solve our client's problem, help our patient by prescribing weight loss. But you may not have the lived experience that I have, but you have the clinical experience and you know it's not working. And that's why you're listening to this podcast. You know that prescribing weight loss is not the reason why you got into practice. It's not the reason why you went to school. You know that's not solving the problem. So what does? That's the non-diet coaching certification. That's where we teach you to actually go to the root of the problem. The reason why people have disordered eating behavior is not because they lack intellectual information about food. That's not why. It's because they're using food to manipulate their body because they're experiencing body dissatisfaction. That's what we teach in the non-diet coaching certification. We teach you the tool to help people with body dissatisfaction, the desire to lose weight. And then we help you reform new health promoting behavior without the motivator, be it weight loss. Because we know, not just through experience and clinical observation, but actually research, that weight loss, when used as a motivator for health promoting behavior, has a failure rate of 90%. When people motivate their health behavior because of weight loss, it works until weight loss doesn't work. And then they quit, they give up. That's not a sustainable form of health. That's what the non-diet coaching certification fix. It revolutionized the way that we help people with health behavior. The non-diet coaching certification is now enrolling cohort 13. So been running this program with hundreds of health professionals and coaches, and the satisfaction rate is quote unquote will knock your socks off. If you go on our sales page and you read the killer testimonial of not only how their practice has changed, but their personal relationship to food and body, how they personally approach health and behavior change and mindset in their life has changed. This program is unique in the industry by the nature of it in the curriculum, but has a satisfaction and a completion rate over 95%. It's unique in the way that it's structured and its model. And we're going to go through that, how we're creating this level of success in our program. And I invite you, if this is what you think will help you, my recommendation for you, no matter when you listen to this podcast, you may be listening to this on October the 7th, and the enrollment for cohort 13 begins October the 11th, but you may be listening to this another time. No matter where you are, put your name on the wait list, because that will give you access to a consultation with me. So for people on the wait list, when we are a week out from the enrollment, I open up my calendar and I sit with you for 30 minutes for you to ask me all the questions that you have. And we go through a checklist to make sure that this is the right fit for you personally and professionally, so you make the ultimate quality decision towards our program. Now let's talk about what will change for you, or what you will have when you leave the non-diet coaching certification. The number one goal that I have for my student is to feel confident coaching. Feel confident coaching body image, because that's the real thing, right? When we get underneath the health behavior, when we get underneath the eating behavior, the reason why people struggle with those behavior is because it's all entrenched in how their body size, their body looks are. So for me, if I give you the tool, the practice, and the confidence to be able to tackle body dissatisfaction, body image, desire to lose weight, you will be successful with your client changing their behavior towards health and eating for the rest of their life. So I want you to be confident coaching body image. I want you to be confident coaching eating behavior, health behavior. I want you to be confident coaching people so that they change their behavior sustainably for the rest of their life. And when you do that, you retain your client for longer because you are addressing a much broader aspect of health than just, giving meal plan. For my fitness professional, giving a training program, like you're actually doing cognitive behavioral coaching and addressing emotion, addressing thoughts, belief system, behavior, and you are capable, confident to coach beyond food. You are able to help them with the things that get in the way of their behavior, time management, cognitive dissonance like perfectionism, all or nothing thinking, and self-sabotage. You have the tool to be able to do that. So you end up working with people on longer coaching relationship, longer packages, and you stay with people beyond the 6 months. Most of my clients work with people 6 months, and then they go in monthly meeting for another 6 months. People end up purchasing more services from you because you are able to have a broader impact on their life. You attract more clients. Number one, because we do teach business. A small part of our curriculum is business, and I'll get into that in a moment. Because we teach ethical marketing, the same type of marketing I practice, and because your referral and your client satisfaction, just like my client satisfaction with my student is through the roof, your client satisfaction is through the roof, because you're not only helping them with the meal plan or a program, doing surface coaching, you're going deep and you're helping them change what really is at the root of their struggle. So you get outstanding testimonial, which leads to referral, which leads to easier client acquisition. You feel clear about your purpose, you're grounded, and you don't feel burnt out. Because so many times I get student coaches and health professionals come to me because they're burned out. I don't want to make this an assumption for all of you, but the people that I see, the professional, are burnt out not because they're working insane amount of hours. They're emotionally burnt out because they have this nagging feeling inside of them that they know what they're doing is not it. They don't know what it is, but they know that they are not addressing the real thing with their client and they don't know what to do. And that's where the burnout comes from, the emotional burnout. And this is what we try to solve here, to give you the tool to go at the root, do deep coaching, and help people sustainably for the rest of their life. So by the time you're done with the certification, you will be skilled in our coaching framework, cognitive behavior coaching, which is an intersectional approach to coaching and a collaborative approach between you and your client. I'll get in just a moment here on the curriculum, like the 3 pillars of our curriculum, but our approach to coaching is what makes us different. Plus, the certification is divided into 2 periods. The 6 months we spend together, the first 3 months is focused on embodiment and application to you. The reason why our coaches feel so confident is not because they've memorized a coaching script. I hate that. If anybody's trying to sell your coaching script, run the other way. Our students are confident and they're getting rid of the imposter syndrome because they're embodying the coaching framework with themselves. And that's what we do the first 3 months. You learn to apply cognitive behavior coaching to your most important client. Do you know who that is? You. We learn what we call a self-coaching version of cognitive behavior coaching. And then we learn to apply it to other human beings safely in the last 3 months. And we get into client cases and peer coaching and coaching lab. So by the time you're done, you are coaching yourself consistently. And then you have practiced supervised by me coaching other people. So let's talk about the curriculum here of the non-diet coaching certification. 3 modules. Number 1, the coaching module, where we teach you cognitive behavior coaching. We also have guest teacher inside of the certification, and I'm going to address that in the module of cognitive behavior coaching because we have a module on how we coach through trauma. So a trauma-informed practice. We have 2 guest teachers, one of who is a graduate from the non-diet coaching certification. She came to me as a complex trauma therapist, and she wanted to do her personal work and learn how to coach other people in her practice. And she now has 2 specialty class within the certification on how to do a trauma-informed approach to coaching and understanding your limits and when and how to refer out. And we also have other guest teacher that you will see when you go to the sales page on different topic, from medical specialty to also how to deploy ethical marketing and feminist business building tactic in your practice. So mindset is the number 1 component we do, and that lasts about the first 6 weeks in the certification. And then we move on to the most common area where your client will pay you or desire to hire you, which is eating. Nutrition, eating is the number 1 in demand place where people want to change their behavior. So we start with that. I am a certified intuitive eating counselor, so I teach from the lens of intuitive eating when it comes to eating behavior. It's not the same thing as the Evelyn Triboli intuitive eating certification. Evelyn goes in depth into the science around intuitive eating. My lens is cognitive behavior coaching, how to actually coach the eating behavior of your clients. So it's very little science. It's mostly all about applying cognitive behavior to eating. And you leave with a ton of coaching tool, ton of activities to do with your client, tons of worksheets and evaluation and intake form, things that you can do to really uniquely create a process for each client in front of you when they're struggling with their eating behavior. The third module is body image and health. Body image is a good 6 to 8 weeks that we work together on this. And I teach it from the lens of body neutrality, which is a framework that I created. It's a gap through my own journey as a person who lives in a fat body and is a feminist who believes in the impact of socialization on how I relate to my body. So I built a framework to coach body dissatisfaction and body image called the Body Neutrality Framework. And that's what I teach you and help you deploy with your clients. So that's the coaching triad: mindset, eating, body image, and weight neutral health. Now, when we come to weight neutral health, we teach from a lens of health at every size, where we help people form health behavior without being focused on the weight. So we coach on everything else, but the size of their body in order for them to impact their health. Each pillar, each section so we have a giant student portal, which you have lifetime access to. And each one of those modules has pre-recorded lessons. And you have a workbook and worksheets and clients worksheet for each one of those modules. And that's where your study time becomes really flexible. So when you think about, do I have the time to do this? Is it flexible for my own time and my own practice? Because our material has been running for 6+ years now, everything is pre-recorded, either audio or video. So you can literally study each one of your module on your own schedule. The only thing that's live where you have to show up at a time is our weekly coaching call. Weekly office hours is where you come in and ask me questions and discuss with me and have an actual interaction with me. And those calls are on Thursday at 11 a.m. EST for this cohort. Everything else is pre-recorded and on demand. I guess you could say it's a blend of live and pre-recorded. So it gives you the benefit of both sides, the flexibility of watching your module and studying on your own time, and the ability to interact with me directly. Our meetings are at the same time every week. If you think about cohort 13, we are going to break for the American Thanksgiving. So we're going to week there. And we're going to have almost 3 weeks off during the holiday break. So from December the 19th, I think, to January the 7th, we are off. Plus, we have 2 more off weeks during the time we are together to catch up. So if you're ever, quote unquote, fall behind, you have time to catch up, spread throughout the whole certification. That's how we get a high level of completion rate. Typically, an online program like mine, when people hit 40 to 50% completion, they're ecstatic. The average online course completion rate, I think, is less than 20%. Ours is 95% because I'm with you live every week. And when you don't show up, I track you down and make sure that you got everything you need and help you come back live. So you don't drop off because you're my one-on-one client. Like, you spend time individually with me. So what makes us different? I think by now, most of you could tell me right now what feels different from this health coaching certification versus other, but I'm just going to name them just in case. This is not a nutrition, a fitness certification that tracks, plan. It's a weight neutral focus. Number 2, we also have the only certification that I know in the health world that includes body image. Like, it's a topic that people run away from because they don't know how to address it. That's the centerpiece of our work. We use a framework that is the golden standard for behavior change, cognitive behavior coaching. Here's an interesting thing. I have my notes here, and this is something I don't talk enough about. There's no recertification fee. You certified with us. There is an exam at the end of the certification. You have to submit at least 30 hours of coaching practice, which half of it can be facilitated during the certification. And that's it. You're certified. We make sure that everything you need to be a life, health, eating, body image coach for the rest of your life is done within the 6 months. We have an alumni community. So when you graduate, you can continue to be supervised by me, both from a business growth and from a coaching application. And it's an official certification. You get your logo, you get your badge. So it helps you explain to people that this is not just an influencer on the internet telling you to love your body. And I'm like, for those who are new here, like that's something that I pick on a lot, but it's not about loving our body. It's an actual process. It's a coaching framework. It's a method to help people liberate themselves from diet culture and achieve sustainable health behavior. I want to talk about what I typically hear as far as objection or things that are probably the number one objection is I don't have the time. And I think I addressed that, but I just want to tell you how I answer that question. The program is structured for busy professional. So you have about 2 to 3 hours of work every week. Everything is facilitated digitally. All your curriculum-based material is pre-recorded, so you can do it at your own time. And it's 1 call a week live with me. And most people, because we give our schedule 6 months in advance, same time, same day, most people are able to work around that. And then they easily come in every week on the call. Plus there is those catch-up week. The other objection is, will I fall off? Will I fail? Will I disappear? Will there be follow-up and accountability to keep me going till the end? And absolutely there is. That's why we have a small cohort. We don't fail here. At 95% completion rate, we don't fail. I'm going to hold your hand until you get to the end of the 6 months. And the other question that I get often is, do I really need this? If you have that nagging feeling, like you've already been coaching but feel like something is missing, it's probably missing. And it's what we offer within the certification here. A coaching framework, body image is what's probably missing for you. And that's what we're going to give you. If you are new at coaching, it's everything you need. If you want to coach health without co-opting diet culture, you will get everything you need in the certification, because we do both coaching skills and also the business side of building up a private coaching business. So it's everything that you need in one place. For me, and I tell that story, some of you may have heard me say that before, I spent over $40,000 after graduating with my degree in nutrition on various training programs, hiring coaches personally, doing some certification to go get all the pieces that I needed everywhere. And I swore to myself, if I ever do a professional training program, it's everything that I need in one place. I don't want that for people. And that's what I was able to create with the non-diet coaching certification. It's one place with everything that you need. So let's talk about the business component of it. For cohort 13, we will be layering a bonus offer for the enrollment period of October the 11th to the 17th, which is the Profitable Coach Bundle. This is typically what I give to my business mastermind student is 3 distinct courses on building a coaching practice, creating an offer. So it's called a compelling offer, module 1. Module 2 is authentic marketing. Element number 3 is business strategy and business planning. And we do that once a year. So that's the uniqueness of this cohort in October of 2025. You'll be added to my business planning workshop and sprint that I do with all my business students that starts in November and December, where we plan the next year. We plan our marketing calendar. We plan the program we're going to launch. We do that in an afternoon, and you're going to be added to this program with us to build 2026 business. So it has both the business and the professional skill. So I'm going to recap because we're getting to the end of this podcast episode. If you're listening live, enrollment is October the 11th and the 12th. This is for our wait lists. So right now you need to get your name on the wait list, and we will be sending email for you to book a consultation with me so that you can ask me all the questions and make sure this is the right fit for you. You will have the Profitable Coach bundle added to the student portal, plus you will have a bonus 60-minute strategic session with me. We're going to look at where your business is at currently, even if you don't have a business, where you are at personally in your own relationship to health, food, and body image. And then we're going to create a plan for you for the next 6 months inside of the certification of what you need to focus on to be successful. So get on the wait list. All of that will be accessible to you. Enrollment will be on October the 11th and the 12th. If you're catching that after, you can come to our How to Coach Without Co-opting Diet Culture webinar on October the 13th. And there I'm going to teach you at high level the methodology from the non-diet coaching certification. So you're going to have tools to help apply that in your practice right away, and another last minute opportunity to join the non-diet coaching certification that will be open to the public if we have seats left after the waitlist has registered. If you're listening to this anytime after that, get on the waitlist. That's the place to get all the information, the next date of the enrollment, etc. The link for the waitlist, I'm going to give it to you right now, www.stephaniedodier.com/waitlists. Or you can go to our website and get onto the certification section of our website at stephaniedodier.com, and you get all the details and be able to join the waitlist. And if you want to register for the webinar, www.stephaniedodier.com/webinar. And then I'm going to see you on October the 13th. If you have any question or things I didn't address, on the wait list, you get a consultation with me. If you're outside of that, send us an email at info@stephaniedodier.com, and one of us will get back to you quickly. That's it for today. It was a pleasure being with you. Take care until the next podcast episode in a week. Bye. Want to coach behaviors, not bodies? Learn the mindset tool and the method that create real changes? Join the waitlist for the next cohort of the non-diet coaching certification at stephaniedodier.com/waitlist. That's where the real training begins. And I'll see you on the other side, my sisters.